good.
Hey, we're live, dude.
Huh? What?
We are
Jason,
live.
we're doing the show.
I know, but it's just...
Put
Jason,
your
what did
switch
you
away.
say?
It's just,
We're in the middle
but
of something.
I can say.
Literally.
I can say. Okay, fine. Hi, guys. It's time for all... Did I hit the same one? I did. Okay, we're doing a show about video games from E3. I'm just going to...
The unprofessionalism of you is astounding.
Yeah, man.
Seriously.
I mean, come on.
I can't help it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is an all-new episode of SCNS Live, and this week we are talking some cons that happened. One we went to and one that I want to go to next year.
In my dreams.
I really want to go. But E3 was pretty much all week right after we stopped the show, and it was just game after game after game after game, and there was some good stuff, and there was some stuff that we went... What is Kojima doing? And then there's other games where we're like, I probably won't play that. It was a good week. I think it's going to be good for us gamers. But we are going to talk a local con that we went to. Akon 2018, the 29th Akon that happened, and we've gotten some comments.
We have some opinions.
We're going to read them off, but
We have a few.
we're going to get to all of that during the show. But we're going to get right. There's a lot of video games to go through. To my left over here, we got Mr. Bryce
Hey, Jason.
joining us.
Hey, everybody.
You got some games you're going to talk about? You saw
Sure.
games you liked. There was, yeah.
Priorities.
As I blow the eardrums out of the producer right there. Hey, Kat, nice shirt.
Thank you.
What about my
Your
shirt?
Challenger. No, that's not a nice shirt.
Your
It's an
shirt is
Aquaman shirt.
amazing, Bryce.
There's
Don't let him say
an
anything.
Aquaman figure. I'm going to get to that.
He's walking his fish. That's
I
my
thought he was.
fish head.
I thought he was mowing.
No, he's water skiing with the fish.
Mowing?
That makes more sense.
Mowing?
Not everything.
Is that a
makes
term
sense.
from the
Back to the
20s?
introductions over there. There's Cass.
You're so old school.
I am. You know
Quit
me.
being so old,
Yeah,
Cass.
And there was a
seriously.
game that she was particularly excited about this week.
There might have been one or two,
Just one or two.
maybe.
We'll
Just
get
a
to
couple.
that. And behind the board over there, turning the knobs, making the ones and twos and all that stuff, whatever Chris used to say. It's Miss Cora. Cora, give us a smile.
I will if I feel like it.
Yeah.
Ah, what the
Why
That
don't
was
the
sassy.
dudes smile more? You'd be
What
a
the hell
lot
is
prettier.
going on?
I've never heard you.
Smile,
I've
Jason.
never
Hey,
heard you
guys.
tell Bryce to smile.
No, you know.
There we
damn
go.
well why I'm asking
Hi,
you to
technical
smile.
difficulties happened, but hello. How you
It's
doing?
been a while since we've seen this particular face. Here, I like that face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You finally got a camera for that face.
Look at
Yeah.
that. What's she using anyway? Anyway, so
What
like I
was
said,
that?
we do have a lot of news to get through, but let's get that off. Let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news.
Things are very bad over here.
She just yelled at
She got it done.
We're good.
And she
Jason.
yells at me all the time.
Hey, Jason,
Anyway,
you should lead off the news.
so, of course, you can find news all the time over at our Facebook page, facebook.com/SCNS Live for the latest whenever it breaks. Also, on our Twitter at SCNS Live. So,
Hashtag promo.
I hate to do this, but I got to start it off pissed off again.
Yep.
So, Stranger Things, great show, lovely show. One of the stars, Millie Bobby Brown, she is a precious little child. All of them on there, they're just great. I love seeing them. But unfortunately, Millie Bobby Brown decided to take a break from Twitter because of a lot of what started out as a joke. Basically, people were doing fake, horrible encounters with Millie Bobby Brown. And some of it was presented as a joke. Some of it went too far. You be the judge. I think some of it went too far. But that wasn't the problem. It was when people started taking pictures that she had posted and photoshopping them with things like it was a Snapchat or an Instagram with horribly homophobic, racist things. And Millie Bobby Brown has decided to delete her Twitter. Her Instagram is still live, but the comment section is turned off. And right off the bat, oh, I'm a social justice warrior. Fuck yourself. I got a microphone and a camera, and I'm going to talk this. I think what she's done is the right take on it. She's just moved away from the social media and removed that aspect of it. She doesn't have to look that up. And I know immediately people are going to say, hey, she's a celebrity, she's fair game. Jason, you have said many things against the Kardashians. I know, I hate them. But I don't hate Millie Bobby Brown.
And she's a child.
She is 14
And
years
there's
old.
the point that I'm making. All you people that celebrate when you chase a celebrity off Twitter like you did Kelly Marie Tran, that's fine.
It's
You chased
not.
off a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old. I hope you feel pretty big about yourself. I do like her approach because if you have to address this and somebody says, is this fake? Is this real? She's just moved away from it, which is very adult, honestly. I applaud her for that. It sucks that she's off Twitter, but, you know, it probably is not permanent. She may be back in the future. But, hey, thank you, Millie. I think you're very entertaining. I like your Instagram and all your posts and everything, and I hope you return soon to doing that. And to all you other people, I hope you, you know, fall on a rusty dildo. There.
A rusty one. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad she took the high road.
If I need to make this thing for them to fall on, I'll do it.
Oh, it exists.
Join us next
There we
week
go.
for Jason's class on how to make a rusty dildo.
Yeah.
Jason's dildo making course.
Okay.
Jason dildo
Where's
dildo.
Kat? I feel like this got wildly out of hand.
Oh,
really
yeah.
quick.
I really do feel
I'm glad she took the high road. She could have engaged in a bunch of Twitter battles, which
Well, and like she is young. She's still growing into whoever she's going to be,
Womanhood.
and not exposing herself to
Right.
all of that crap is especially good right now.
I saw her panel at the last Fan Expo she was at in Dallas, and I thought it was really entertaining. So I already enjoyed her work on Netflix, and then she won me over with her real personality. So for the people who think that's a ideal way to spend their time attacking her on social media, those people are worthless.
Thank you.
Pretty much.
I feel like that's a concise way of putting it.
You had nothing else better to do.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Cass, what have you got for us this week?
Mine, well, it's not a much lighter story than yours. Basically,
I'm trying to get the best
AT&T,
out of the way.
yeah, Congress approved AT&T can buy Time Warner, and we're one step closer to having at most 3 companies that control everything. So
That's bothersome.
it's fun.
I'm glad
That's
you
it.
put
That's
that
all I got.
hopeful spin on it at the end.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah, we were all hoping for that.
Moving towards
But-
like a
I mean, I want-
social communism.
Yeah, pretty
I want
much.
Fox and Disney to go, but all these other ones I don't care about. Sorry.
It's gonna be fun.
Internet. You should care about it because internet.
Yeah, Time Warner is horrible.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Spectrum or whatever the.
Oh, and welcome
crap.
to net neutrality no longer being a thing. Thank you, Ajit Pai. I hope somebody just, hope your nuts fall on a boot somewhere.
Fall onto a boot?
However it happens, I need them to connect with his nuts.
Onto a spiked boot or just an ordinary boot?
Ooh,
Have you
or
seen
a
that
rusty
episode?
dildo.
Have you seen that episode of the Boondocks? Okay, sorry,
No.
sorry.
No.
Whatever it is, no.
No.
Bryce, what have you got for us this week, buddy?
Okay, so my shirt probably says it all, if you can see
It
it.
says Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Aquaman.
So it doesn't say anything.
Story.
That's
So
Just a proper name.
DC Comics fans, rejoice. We waited 77 years since Aquaman's debut in 1941 for our esteemed half Atlantean, half human surface dweller to bring us action on the big screen. And Jason Momoa has embodied this character, I think, extremely well. So I'm very excited to see what he and Amber Heard and Patrick Wilson and Nicole Kidman can do with this James Wan production. He's the director, right?
my
So
boy.
it's I think it's going to be really good. It's getting a lot of good buzz. It was a couple of months ago or so that a small trailer was shown without special effects that were rendered, and while we have not been privy to that, it got a lot of praise. So I'm excited to see this film, and I really want to see a much better film than what Waterworld gave us about 20 years ago. So I'm excited for this.
Why were they so dirty? They were surrounded by water.
So dirty.
Water all around.
So dirty, and they were so thirsty too. I can't wait for giant octopi, sharks with Atlanteans, straddling them, and not in a weird
I
way.
can't wait for that either.
and
Really specific
and-
photography.
Welcome
Right?
to SCNS After Dark.
I can't wait for Mara in her and her powers, her vast powers to be shown on screen. Jeff Johns helped write this this film, and Jeff and James Wan have stressed that you're going to see action sequences in water that you will not have seen before. You will not have seen before. So this is going to be really interesting. What do you think, guys?
Are they gonna do the weird walking thing in the water that they do in the cartoon?
I love
they're
this.
like strafing.
Did they just stick Jason Momoa in a lake and be like, fish? And that's it? Because I would believe that Jason Momoa can just turn himself into a fish. Like, I feel like that could happen. He's just like, yeah, I can breathe underwater now.
Oh, I thought you meant call fish to him, which I would also believe.
Yeah. Well, aren't we all attracted to him?
I have a very important question, and that is, are we going to get to see Aquaman surfing on dolphins like we have on your shirt? Well, I know you have flying fish on your shirt, technically, but are we going to get to see some dolphin surfing? That is the only thing I want, well, other than Jason Momoa wet 90% of the movie.
Wow, this
But-
is just...
Dude, like, you have to give it to us.
Seriously.
It's so hot.
So
And
hot.
we-
I love somebody
talk
in the
about
chat.
girls.
Yeah, boy, let's hear that Aquaman news. Wet and ready, bruh. That is,
Pretty much.
wet and ready should be the tagline for this movie.
Give me a win.
Well, also,
Oh,
like, yes, me too, Cass. Me too. I also...
Too far.
Just one more thing. I want to make a shout out to everyone that made fun of me for liking Aquaman again, because guess what? Now all of you are excited for Aquaman. And I have a finger for you, but YouTube won't let me show that. But it's there.
I am disappointed that Bryce has brought an action figure of Aquaman into my nerd cave. This should not be happening.
Okay, this is our studio.
This is
It doesn't belong just to you anymore. We've
Oh.
moved beyond that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're a team, Jason.
Yeah.
I
Have you
love
heard
it.
of the Justice League? They're a team. This is one of the founding members of the Justice League.
And there is no I in team, but there is a me.
And you don't hear them sitting there like, oh, you brought your fish into my world.
They should be.
How dare you?
I can see Batman saying that.
You can ride the half-naked man wave with Jason Momoa on December 21st.
And every day after that. Until
Hell
nice
yeah.
And, like, quenched. My thirst is quenched. See water?
Mhm.
I'm going yeah.
I'm very picky about my men, but Jason Momoa meets all my standards.
Cass, what's your...
This is Cat.
no, I'm sorry.
Come on.
I did it now.
my god.
Let's get
Oh,
some
don't
name
you
tags.
oh my god me. You did it before the show.
I'm
Anyway,
just going to put a T up here so you'll know that,
Let's
like,
get some name tags over here.
can I hear your news story, and please don't let it be Jason Momoa.
it is now.
Oh, God.
No, mine is really brief. The Barclays Center in New York is hosting the Overwatch League Finals. It's a 20,000 seat venue, and it is sold out. So esports
Holy
is a real
crap.
thing, yo.
Yep.
That's really all I had. I think it's cool that they're doing it in New York because New York will be in the finals. They're far and away the best Overwatch League team. They're
Certainly
not my favorite,
legitimizes
but they're
things, though.
best.
This legitimizes esports. It's so... How long did it take to sell out?
Like 2 weeks.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, especially.
I mean, it's not like a
since-
big concert or anything, but that's good for esports.
Especially since everything else has been in LA, so their local community is in LA. So these are just fans of, I guess, New York esports teams. But actually, what legitimizes it is the LCS, the League of Legends championships, have sold out huge stadiums, kind of worldwide, and claim to have like 24 million concurrent viewers. Of course, the reporting system is made by the company who hosts the championships, so I don't know how legitimate that is, but
They're like, we got lots of people to watch our thing.
in China, where no one else can track the numbers except for us. But yes, trust us, it was 24 million.
Well, okay, so we're going short on the news
moving
tonight.
on.
Yes.
But we did want to get into some E3 talk. Or do you want to do
Yes.
Akon or what? Oh, I'm sorry, Cora. You have a news story this week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what the heck, dude.
You know, I honestly don't know what your news story is. You didn't tell me.
I told you about it.
She's gonna tell everyone
Yeah.
that's what we're doing now.
So, I know everyone has been gearing up for Castlevania. Because season 2 is going to be coming out this summer, either this month or next month. I can't remember the date at the current moment. I don't think they've exactly said it. But season 3 has already been greenlit, and they're already working on it.
Oh.
Yay.
So they're already working on season 3. They also confirmed that they've been working on some of the voice work since season 2. So this is going to be exciting. No word on how many episodes there's going to be. We do know that in season 2 there's going to be 8 episodes, so that's double what we got last time. And I'm perfectly fine with getting another 8 episodes, even another 4, depending on how they do it. Their pacing seems really good, so I have faith in them. That's all I got.
I hate that it took so long to get a second season, but
Hey, I'm willing to wait a year for good quality.
and it's a good series. I mean, clearly I like it. I cosplay one of the main characters, so you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, things like Voltron, they get immediately. Which also Voltron tonight.
Yes, Voltron does drop tonight, but also Voltron, they've been working on Voltron a while, and they were already greenlit.
That's DreamWorks too.
Yeah, it's DreamWorks. They were already greenlit for several seasons ahead of time before they they released the first season, and then they announced, hey, by the way, we're going to have at least 6. So we already knew from the beginning how many we were going to get, and they could work on it in bulk. So, like, when season 1 was premiering, they'd already written the scripts for seasons 2 and 3, when they were starting filming season 2, so on and so forth. They were very ahead.
Well, at least we'll have to wait so long between season 2 and 3. So, you know, small things, you know.
Yeah.
So, before we move on to video game news, we did attend Akon 29 this weekend over in Fort Worth. Some of us more than others. One lady in particular was there every day this weekend, but she was working, not
Yep.
with us.
Nope.
And we do have some great video on our channel that you want to go check out. We did an interview with Nighthawk Armory and Equilibrium Urban Survival Gear, which are
You said it right.
yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
When I
It's
said
they're modular
equilibrium
backpacks. I definitely recommend going and checking out that video because we instantly saw it and was like, I could use that.
Yes.
That's the kind of product that you're drawn to. So was real happy to talk to them. They shared the video. Definitely give Equilibrium Urban Survival Gear a like. And of course, Nighthawk Armory. We had a lot of fun. Well, you had a lot of fun doing the interview. We were trying to attempt to kill each other back there.
Obviously.
With the cool weapons. That's like the best booth
The
there.
coolest.
Cora has a brick from that booth. Good catch.
I had a heart
I mean,
attack.
that's legit enough to make you dodge as it's being thrown at you.
One of our coworkers actually dodged because he thought I was going to hit his foot.
Nice.
Because he's like, I don't want a broken foot today.
I mean, really, anything. I will dodge anything that's flying at me.
Yeah.
But yes, it does look like it would hurt quite a bit more than it does.
But overall, the con, however, look, it seems like it was a fun con if you were in cosplay and you were just walking around and you want to see your friends, and that is something that people can get out of a con.
Yeah.
I walked around, I saw a bunch of my nerd family. We said, I love your costume, and that's okay. A lot of photo shoots going on. But as far as the organization of the con itself, kind of poor.
It was rough.
It was really rough.
Like, for one, we weren't even aware, and we were attending as media, that there were different events happening in different buildings. And no idea where those buildings were. So, I mean...
Also, one of the main things is when you go to a con, especially if you're going to be media, but even, well, if you're attending a con at all, the two big things that you want to know, map, you need a map, and you want to know the schedule.
Yeah.
Neither one of which were easily accessible there was an app that you could download, but through their website, you couldn't find a schedule or a map, which made getting around extremely difficult. It made figuring out, we were trying to get interviews with some of the celebrities. We couldn't.
Spoiler alert, we got no...
Spoiler alert, yeah, we couldn't
And
because
that's
we couldn't
fine.
find them.
If you can't get it, but we didn't know where they were expected to be and when, so
Yeah.
that we could inquire about it. Like, we don't think we necessarily have the right to interview everyone
No,
that we
no,
want to.
we're not entitled to
but
anything.
we do want to know like what days they're going to be at the con, and when we for sure couldn't even approach them about one, like if they have a signing from this time to this time, then it's good for us to know that, so we don't try and like set up an interview when it wouldn't be possible.
We didn't have the information that we needed in order to get
To try
anything.
Right.
In addition to all of that, there was also the issue of not registration, but picking up your badge.
Who?
So, this has been an issue that's been growing steadily for years. It was just horrible this year. I had a friend that was in line for 6.5 hours
outside
on Thursday for a pre-registered badge.
In Texas.
So the line was going outside the building. It was dubbed LineCon 2018 by a lot of people, and that line was only marginally better on Friday. And I was working in the vendor hall with Nighthawk Armory, and we saw just how sour people were, and they were justifiably so. Half those people didn't even get in there until maybe 5 minutes ago, and they didn't have very long to enjoy the con that day. They'd been outside sweating, like
in cosplay,
in
makeup.
That's a
like,
bust.
Yeah, it
Day
was
one
awful.
is a bust. Right off the bat, it is possible to mail badges out. Even San Diego Comic-Con, as large as they are, they have started mailing badges because no one wants to be in a line 6 hours. Nobody wants to do that. If they are pre-registered, it should not have taken that long. So right off the bat, if that's a possibility, let's do that.
I'm guessing there were misters outside like they have at Six Flags.
No.
They were handing people beverages.
This is
I
downtown
wish.
Fort Worth.
Oh, no, they didn't have that? Oh, that's inexcusable then.
There were multiple pictures being posted online of that line outside just curving around the building.
We actually literally, because it's in Fort Worth, like we had to skip the first day because we literally couldn't have gotten there and got inside. It wasn't possible.
And that is kind of a thing that a lot of people who are goers, regulars to Akon, they don't like to move because it is quite a drive from Dallas over to Fort Worth if you have to do it during traffic. And I believe the day one we had like some weather. Didn't we have a...
No, that was on Thursday.
Thursday we had the thunderstorm.
Thursday we had thunderstorms.
And we knew we weren't going to make it. So.
Yeah, like it was awful. We had the horrible thunderstorms that hit right before the line closed. They did cap the line at 7 p.m., which, I mean, that was when the line is supposed to close anyway, but it was bad, and they really need to mail out the badges, but for some reason Akon just won't.
Of course, Austin Hopkins, LineCon 2018. Yep.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi, Hopkins.
So, if anybody is listening and you attended this con, flood them with that. Mail the badges. They're totally capable of doing that.
I've been thinking about this con for the last few days because guest-centric cons are a big thing right now, right? They get all the celebrities and whatever, and that can be what the con is about for you, but it's not all that cons have to offer. So I know that some of these cons we really want to support because they're local.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not going to necessarily have the funds to get the big names, and so I've been thinking about it, like what could they do better for either free or not a lot of money. And the first thing that comes up is the badges, and the second is the information. Like some of my favorite moments at cons could not have been orchestrated by the con, but they could have set things up better to allow for moments like that to happen. Like we met Kevin Conroy one time and had just a really brief conversation with him because there was no one in his line. And that couldn't have happened if there wasn't enough space around and a line system that kind of lends itself to being able to just kind of tap him on the shoulder as you're walking by and just say hello. So it's a lot about space and information being available. And if they can kind of nail those two a lot better, then they will have communities form around whatever they're there to do, I think.
And this is something that Allcon did extremely well. We went to Allcon, this was what, April-ish?
Oh, yeah.
In there,
Something like that.
And it's in a hotel, which helps it obviously a lot because it's a lot more community centered. There are a lot more people just in the same area.
Staying at the hotel, so things go later,
And you kind of hang out. There was a karaoke thing that happened pretty late in Akon, and it was a lot of fun. And I understand that Akon is a bigger con and that they need more room than other cons, but the 3 location, it breaks down any opportunity, almost any opportunity to happen to see somebody.
it's a hard con to wander around.
Exactly.
And so many people I heard didn't even know about the separate buildings.
Yeah.
So consolidation of events, maybe Fort Worth isn't the venue to have this in. This is like year 3 they've had it over there now?
2.
Year 2.
Year 2.
This is 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Year 2. I will say, now, Dragon Con does this as well. They spread over 5 hotels, one of them being dedicated solely to the dealer's hall, because it's 3 floors. That still baffles my mind. But
Jeez.
from attending Dragon Con, I've attended it twice now, the way those hotels are, they interconnect with each other. So it's a lot easier to wander the con. You have a choice of going through the Sky Bridge, or you have the choice of just crossing the street to the hotel. It all depends on what you want to do. But they make it work, and they've actually been around only a couple of years less than Akon. They've been around about the same amount of time. The difference is Dragon Con has grown. I was only in line for 30 minutes, and I didn't have my badge mailed to me. And I was outside. I started in the line outside, and there were parts I had to run to keep up with the line because they found what the kinks were and fixed them. Akon has the issue where they know where the kinks are, and they just completely rewrite the system. If something doesn't work, they just rewrite the system. They don't look at why it failed. And I think that is kind of going in not in their favor.
This is such a mild thing to like be irritated about, but on Facebook on Saturday, I was looking at their stuff and they said, you know, we've heard all your feedback and we're looking into blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you needed to hear feedback that people didn't want to wait in a line for 6 hours in
They
Texas
put that out
Thursday
Thursday.
afternoon.
Oh, no, that's just their generic line every year. We hear your complaints. No, you don't.
You didn't have to wait for us to complain to know that we would be unhappy about waiting in a long line and not able to get inside the building.
It's so weird, right?
We also
Like,
have...
we couldn't have foreseen this one coming, but it turns out you were not a fan of that. Who knew? Our bad.
We also had a friend of ours that he did a panel last year, and what happens is, like, if you're doing a panel, they give you a free badge. Dude,
Of course, gonna kill
turn your
Jason.
yeah, after the show.
I was answering your question.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then we're
But-
taking over the studio and getting rid of all these little toys.
Yep, getting rid of all those transformizations.
Guess what's getting set on fire?
Let me go get my shotgun.
Spelling
Yeah,
is
but
set on fire.
That makes more sense.
You threatened to hurt her, and you're mad that she threatened.
Yes! Leave the toys out of this. They
No,
don't
the
go to
only
you.
thing I'm gonna burn is that one robot's weird face.
Yeah, tell us which ones are the most valuable.
Yeah,
We've gotten off topic. Go ahead.
yes,
The porgs. Let's lose the porgs.
very true.
but if you do a panel for Akon, they reimburse your badge, or they give you a free one, whichever goes with it. He had to fight with them for almost a year to get the reimbursement for his badge, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we sent it to you," and they hadn't. And the person he was working with left, by the way, while this was happening, and it took until like 2 or 3 months ago for him to finally get the confirmation that, yeah, he had gotten the money back and they gave him a free badge for this year,
Wow.
like they said they would last year.
I know you can't hire a lot of people, Akon, if you're listening, but I'll tell you, the 2 things you need is an event planner and a web designer. And these are critical. And if you got those 2, even on a contract basis, then you would be surprised at the turnaround that you could get.
I've known people that have worked with them that have decided that this is too much trouble, and they've stopped working with them. And I think that was certainly a detriment to the organization because they're pretty good. So
That's why the lines went south, because the woman that was in charge of that quit, and that was when the decline happened.
the other issue is that on Thursday they said that we have identified the problem and it's fixed. That was a lie. That was a lie. Don't tell people you've got it fixed and then they wait in line another 6 hours the next day because clearly it's not fixed. So don't lie to your attendees.
Yeah, be proactive about information and upfront with it. Like, I worked at Apple, I did a lot of launches, so I've seen my fair share of lines, including when they go bad. But if you're upfront and you give them all the information that you can, and you tell them before they're mad about you not telling them, then things go a lot smoother. If you come out and like, hey, we understand without getting complaints, we know this is a problem and we're working on it. Stay tuned, we'll give you update, that kind of stuff. That goes a long way. People tend to be pretty reasonable if they understand what's going on.
And I do like the venue. I do like the Fort Worth Convention Center.
I don't like the venue at all.
But I don't think it's the size that's needed for this con. The one good thing about the Hyatt, even though we paid $20 in parking and had to walk a mile to get there, at least everything was in one area, and also the Hyatt keeps it nice and cool inside that building.
Yeah.
I will give something to Akon because we have done a lot of negative. I do want to give some positive. They did actually listen to how people responded to the dealer space last year because it was absolutely awful. There was no flow. You couldn't tell where the artist alley began and the dealer's hall began. This year they did fix that. You could tell where the dealer hall started.
Yeah. Including local artists and just very general, like, sections of more, like, weapons and stuff that's not wearables closer to each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I did like the layout of the floor.
I
as far
thought
as
the
building
layout
went.
was pretty good. And my issue is really just a photographer's issue. There wasn't enough light.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was kind of poor in there. But the organization, yeah, that's another. But I think people were seriously spent for Thursday, and that caused them to miss a couple things. Like, Corey, you were saying that there was a concert that happened on Thursday that basically...
No, it was not Thursday. It was Saturday. On Saturday, the biggest day, they scheduled the Final Fantasy concert at 4 p.m. Instead of like 5 or 6, or no, instead of like 6 or 7. That's normally when they have concerts. They decided to schedule it at 4 p.m., which meant that people started getting in line about 1 or 2 p.m. So between 1 and when the dealer hall closed at 7, there was almost no one there. Like, we saw a huge dip in the people that were there.
Because, once again, gotta go wait in the line.
Yep. Not only that, our booth suffered a little bit because we are a LARPing weapon booth, and they did not tell us that there were LARPing events. Not only that, they did not inform us that the LARPing events were in another building, so all of our regular customers didn't even know we were here this year because they didn't let us know that we could even put a booth there where we would have actually had a boost in sales, which is irritating.
So I think one thing that we can do to help, that I think maybe we could have done better on, maybe for like an upcoming con, because I know Anime Fest is coming up, and that's a big one.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do like a real good deep dive into the schedule on the show. If it's a show that we plan on attending, we do a deep dive into the schedule, maybe map out things that we actually want to go to as fans as well.
I like that.
So I don't want to do it like the Thursday before the con. I want to do it like a week beforehand. At least by then the schedule should be out. And maybe that might help. If you guys are thinking of attending the con, we kind of go down. Maybe it'll be something you're interested in. But I think we could do better with that.
We could do better with that.
Instead of just sitting here complaining.
I did do a lot of research trying to find information about Akon. That was part of it. That's where the complaints started. And I think other cons will do better. But yeah, I like that. I think we could plan, if we plan it out a little and whatever, we could have like community meetups too, you know.
And maybe even extend a hand out to maybe one of the organizers or something. Hey, come over and talk to us. Show to it. It'll be fun for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I also think that maybe instead of doing it on a show night, if we're going to go in depth for the actual schedule, just make a separate video.
Yeah.
A separate video that we could put on the channel and be like, hey guys, this is the schedule for A-Fest. And just kind of go over some highlights that we think are going to be.
Sounds good.
Like 11, 12, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Just something that we can do for you guys out there that watch us, and because we want to see you guys at cons too and come up to us while we're working and stuff. But the other thing was all of those unusual guest tables that had names above them but no guests there. I didn't understand that one at all.
We were trying to see about interviewing either Matthew Mercer, which we knew would be really tough
No,
to
we
get.
were told it wasn't happening at the end of the
and
day.
then Keith Silverstein, who's the voice of Torbjorn on Overwatch. So I just wanted to hear him say, "I'm not a dwarf," but we didn't know when the guests would be at their tables and kind of see them from across the room. I think all of this is really just, it's just us bitching a lot
of people were hanging out with the cosplay guests as well, and looked like they were having a lot of fun. But we don't just go into a con just to say, hey, we're just going to walk around and do absolutely nothing. We actually want to bring you guys content. So, like I said, I think that contingent of people, they had a good time.
I think they did, although I will say that, because of the venue and the way it was set up, and this isn't a complaint, it's something I noticed, Cass and I were Roadhog and Junkrat, and at Fan Expo, we get stopped every 2 feet to take pictures. And I feel like this venue wasn't as approachable in some ways, because I saw a lot of people would notice and be but there weren't nearly as many people that felt comfortable approaching. I think it has something to do with the hallways. It's weird.
It's the hallways and attendees.
Yeah, but all of this is not just us trying to complain about it. Basically, we want to continue supporting local cons, and we're hoping this message gets out a little bit to people who can make a difference. Maybe they'll reach out to us, or we want to help make it better.
And we attend a lot of cons, so it's not like we just don't know what we're talking about. We go to a lot of them, so we got some input that we can give as fans and attendees, and even as press. So we're gonna try to do better, and hopefully, Akon 30 will be a better event overall for everybody.
Giant success. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah, I don't want to go to. Nobody wants to go to a crappy con so they can complain later. I want to go to one and I'm like, woo, I had a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But you know what con was really good this weekend?
What was that?
E3.
Yo.
I mean, E3 is a week-long event, so
It's still going on.
Actually, no, today is the last day for it, but we wanted to hit on some of the high points, because can we hit on every game that was featured?
Yes.
No.
Well, we could, but our producer wouldn't let us go that long.
No, because we would be spending 3 hours on that. And also we would talk about some crappy games that I don't want to talk about.
Not crappy, just some that we're not that interested in.
No, crappy. There are some crappy games.
I have made a slight list of some of the higher points, but Kat went in there and kind of did a correction on one of them. I may have forgotten one or two.
I forgot Dying Light 2.
I don't care about Dying Light. There, I said it. I don't care.
Good. You're overruled.
Good. 1/5 of the show doesn't care about Dying Light.
You know what? First of all, I'm going to give Bryce the new chair to sit in.
He cares about Dying Light.
Why are you giving me the new chair?
Because that chair is better for you. There we go. I don't want him sinking down. It's not cool for him.
Well,
now you're
at this point, I'm okay with you sinking down.
So, okay, we are going to hit... Okay, first off, can I just bring up Death Stranding?
Why?
Hey, Hideo Kojima is one of my favorite guys to make video games.
I don't understand.
But what is this game about?
I did...
we don't know. It's been 3 years.
I did a little bit of research, and all I can tell you is that he is trying to save the world from the Death Stranding, which I'm assuming are the shadow creatures that we saw in this recent trailer, or something like that. That's all I've got. That's all anyone has. If you have more information, please, for the love of God, tell us, because I'm scared.
It's a backpacking sim.
I'm also very worried for Kojima. Kojima-san, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Do you need a hug? Because I can give you some hugs.
Do you need a baby?
Is this going to be one of those times where we go, boy, I wish that creator was totally unrestrained by the studio. And then you go, oh man, somebody should have restrained this guy. Because it's like, you're like, okay, he's carrying, he's a courier of some sort. He's moving things. There's a baby. Why is there a baby?
No,
what's with this baby?
The worst part is the baby is attached to him. That has been made clear.
Ew. Weird.
I don't know.
Like a limb?
I don't
No,
know.
like to his side, like a growth, but it's through an umbilical.
Okay, that's where my thing... Okay, my thing is the baby tiny him? Is the baby a clone? Because I saw one
That's
theory.
not what babies are, Cass. Umbilical cord, that doesn't...
What if he was powering the little blinky thing?
But the thing is, Kojima looks so sure of what he's doing. Like, I'm doing a little bit of
Maybe
sound
it doesn't
direction.
translate.
What is going on? So, we don't know.
I wrote down notes because I watched a lot of trailers today, and so I wrote down notes to like differentiate. And all I have is what's his face from The Walking Dead.
Norman Reedus. It's Norman Reedus.
Yeah, whatever.
I think mine just says baby ?
Did Guillermo del Toro just give him some money and say, make a game? Do you want me to give you progress updates? No, just make a game.
Just like...
Do you want me to tell you what the game's about? No, just make a game.
I have to think that Guillermo del Toro is disappointed in him.
No,
Like,
somehow
I
I don't
would
think
never make a photorealistic version of Norman Reedus.
Thank
you.
But I don't want to...
Did they go on an acid trip together?
I don't want to go off too much on this.
Bubbles on his face or something.
Because
Little green men.
at this point, I think that like I'm gonna go too far, and then I'm gonna play the game, and just at the end, I'm just gonna be left in tears. It's the thing I've ever experienced.
That could be the fact.
Like I want that.
That's what's happened. That's what happened with The Purge. Is
Yeah.
that we were just like, what is this? What is
This looks like garbage.
This is stupid. There's no way they could sell this as a concept.
Someone
And then-
in the
This is good. Yes, from in the chat.
someone in the chat, Rip Coil, hey, he let us know that there is a YouTuber, Ragnar Rocks, that has an interesting theory video that the baby is us, the players.
Oh.
So
And wormholes.
and
I love
wormholes.
his ellipse and wormholes.
I'm writing that down. Ragnarok's theory video.
Ragnar Rocks are
Ragnarok.
ROX.
We'll take your word for it, Rip. I
I
mean,
actually know that guy.
Oh, really?
the only thing about Hideo Kojima is like we're not going to know anything that he does not want that he does not want us to know.
And maybe not know some stuff he did want us
I mean,
to know.
I'm
Great. The gameplay looks interesting.
the
but
floating monster scared the crap out of me. I was like,
yeah.
oh,
No.
that I'm uncomfortable with that. And
no,
the
you know what?
invisible thing.
I was about to say the invisible thing is where I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, when the feet were clearly facing them, and I'm like, well, this is.
Yeah, that was weird. We've got to keep.
I need
moving.
the thing explained to. Oh,
Well, we do know.
it's tiring to talk about this game.
You know what game is not tiring to talk about, and Cass could probably go on for hours?
Move on, please.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
A little tired of
Assassin's
talking
Creed
about it.
Odyssey! I'm so excited. Yes, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We got a trailer. You can play as either a man or a woman, and regardless, you have a female love interest.
What?
Yes.
But in
Greece?
ancient Greece, they weren't gay. Yes, they were.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They were so gay.
Okay, what they're referencing is this, like, was it Facebook? A
Yeah.
Facebook
It was a
comment who's
Facebook
like,
post.
if you're going for realism, there's no way that there would be a female love interest for a female because ancient Greece was Christian. And it was like,
Oh.
Honey,
Honey,
no.
bunches of oats.
go look up catamites. Don't look it up, but look up catamites and it will clear up lots of confusion or cause lots more confusion about whether ancient Greece was at all gay.
Aside from that storyline, I expect exactly the same Assassin's Creed that's been put out for the past 10 years?
With
Something like
choices. More
With
choices.
dialogue choices, which I don't really care about. I'm gonna jump off things and stabby, and I'm gonna be happy. That's
I
it.
love the magic
You're not gonna
aspect
block
of the
anymore.
Spear of Leonidas and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. No, just
Oh, the
no,
arts of
the
civilization.
wrist dagger. No, they like have the spear gives you all kinds of abilities and
Yeah,
everything.
it's an artifact. of,
The
like,
open
civilization
combat,
or something.
the open combat part where they were fighting on the beach, I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that you can't block and that you dodge and parry instead. That's going to up the intensity factor
I think
of the dueling.
that that they thought we were blocking in the first place. No blocking. We die like men.
Yeah, all
We
skill
just keep
points
cutting, we'll
I
get
get in any game goes straight to attack. Like, I never up defense characteristics on any hero.
Collectible dialogue and everything. Voice going in there, and especially the female. I don't know who the actual voice actors are because I think they're doing a fine job in there. I love that Socrates is one of the people you encounter.
Realism.
They did it again.
Yeah.
Gonna be good. Socrates was pretty tight.
Yeah, it's a must. It's for me. So, Bryce, give us a must-buy game that you saw.
Must buy or maybe buy? Maybe buy
Might
for
play in
me.
the
Okay.
arcade
Yeah.
What
section.
saw did you like?
Yeah, Spider. I mean, who doesn't love Spider-Man unless you're,
You don't love
anti-Marvel?
Spider?
Maybe the left side of the table hates Spider-Man and Peter Parker
He's
so
not
much.
a photographer.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to like about Spider-Man. Throwing out the Andrew Garfield movies. There's a lot to like about Spider-Man.
And
And
throwing
Tobey
out the
Maguire.
Tobey Maguire movies.
Just 3.
Yeah, just
But
the last
no,
one.
As far as Spider-Man games in the past, there have been some really good Spider-Man games.
I'll admit that I've played Spider-Man games, and they are fun. Like, I love the swinging through the city. I just find them indistinguishable from each other.
I don't have a problem with that because it's Spider-Man. I just need new villains to fight. And when they let you swing down to the ground in Spider-Man 2 for the Xbox, I was like, this is awesome. And the people...
That's fair. If you love levels, basically.
I
And
I
it's
just want to
like
web
giving
swing
me-
through the city.
That is exactly
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's just the next one.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely fine with me.
It's like DLC, but as a new game.
and
Honestly,
you
in
have to
those,
wait longer.
in those Spider-Man games, when it was the open world sandbox type, I love just web swinging through the city, doing all the double
I did
swings
that.
and everything. And then, I'll be Spider-Man, and then you go save somebody. You're literally being Spider-Man. But we got to see some of the gameplay, which is, holy crap,
It looks
Fast
good.
and Furious.
Yeah.
The engine that they use to design the combat is pretty advanced. I think,
On the villains.
fringe
Well, no, we're
villains.
getting a new...
Well,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
too.
I'm not real. I'm not feeling the white aspects on his chest. And
I wasn't at first, but I just looked at it as another Spider-Man costume, which also GameStop will be offering an exclusive of that figure, and I'm going to get that. But
Of course you are.
it's a good one.
Okay.
It's that mold basically with the new Spider logo on it. I'm a sucker. Anyway,
It won't look as good as my Aquaman.
the only thing that it looks like it's going to be very precise, especially when you're leaving out of the raft and chasing after Electro. But
Yeah.
I honestly, if that's the first level of the game, I'm sold.
Yeah.
It looks great, and you've got basically the Sinister Six, but who is the sixth? We're waiting to find out, and that's going to be the interesting reveal.
It's probably Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben,
Yeah.
not Aunt May,
No,
not Jay
Uncle
Jonah.
Ben. No, Uncle Ben.
Plot twist. Anyway,
Oh,
looks
September
good.
7th. It's coming out September 7th.
gonna have to get that one. Gonna have to get it. It's a Spider-Man game. So,
I'll have to play it at your house.
The
once.
beating he takes in the trailer is
kind of rough. Yeah.
rough,
Kinda
rough to
rough.
watch.
And I gotta say, I was a little excited because I like seeing heroes fail. Because then they...
Wow.
It's what makes them heroes.
Yeah, I like watching them fail.
And Peter
then watching
Parker is full of fail.
Sure
Especially
is.
out of the costume.
Sure is.
He might save you from a cab running you over, and then he's got to go home and figure out, well, I got 50 cents. I think I can get some ramen noodles.
I like that.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Always disappointing Aunt May.
I got a
Always running
segue.
late.
I got a segue. You
and
ready for
Iron
it?
Man.
Segue in.
You ready for a segue?
Yes.
Ready.
Speaking of failing, Fallout 76. Because they're awful and they should fail.
No, they are not awful. Fallout 76 looks like it's going to be a fine game.
I'm
and
not
it's
talking
finally...
about the game. I'm talking about, what is it? Fallout Tech?
No, Vault-Tec.
Vault Tech.
What about Vault-Tec?
They're awful.
No, Vault-Tec is
They're
fine.
awful.
I've never paid attention to this game ever, and she explained to me what they were doing
But
in the
this
vault.
vault's
That's
gonna
messed up!
But this vault will actually do it right. This is one they don't screw around with
Yeah,
it.
this is one of their control
This is-
vaults where
yeah.
they don't do that.
Exactly.
I'm horrified by this entire
We're
series
finally,
now,
man.
even more than I was.
I mean, you say fail, but we're actually going to see a vault do what it was supposed to do.
Maybe.
No, it is no maybe. Everybody leaves the
You
vault.
think the game is going to go well? You think everyone's going to be well adjusted?
I honestly
Okay, you
love
know what?
everything I saw about Fallout 76.
You know what?
Hour
I
and a
would like
half
to
of
point
Lord
out
of the
something to
Rings
you,
where they're
Jason.
just happy.
What?
None of these people know what's going to be out there. They think that it's going to be a fine place for them to rebuild. They have no idea that things like death claws are out there.
They're
These
thinking
people are
like,
going to die.
Find out
make
very
some
quickly.
peas, and now they're going to run into these random robots, and it's going to be awful.
You remember when you take off to find your son? How did that go? Did
Did
it
that
all
go
work
good?
out just fine?
Was that fine?
What, in the Fallout 4?
Yeah.
That worked out just fine. I became Wasteland Jesus. Make my water so I can trade it in for some caps and I can buy ammo and guns and armor and everything. Screw that kid. He was dead long ago.
And
I got a
now-
robot kid now.
Spoilers.
I got a better spoilers for a 3-year-old game.
3-year-old game, yeah.
Anyway,
Also, he might not be dead. He might just be a jerk.
no, you found the kid and he was a jerk.
Yeah, which
So
means
you
he's
blew
not dead.
him up.
Oh, well.
And then you got a robot kid
Let's
that
hope
can
your
make things.
kids aren't
I love
listening,
Fallout
because
4.
I know they're jerks sometimes.
Yeah, they are totally jerks sometimes. Anyway, and it's going to be online, but you don't have to play. That was one thing that was going back and forth in our
They
chat
have a
between a
full
couple people.
offline mode.
They do. You can play this fully
Thank
offline.
God.
You don't need to play as a
They're
single.
not trying to just rob you.
Yes.
No.
Outside of the game.
Already, it's going to be 4 times the
Boom,
size
did
of
it.
Fallout 4.
How to do
Nailed
it.
it.
So I'm willing to lose another 8 months of my life to
Yeah.
Fallout. It's just going to happen.
I have to say, like, I'm excited. I won't play it probably.
Whose
But
phone
like,
is ringing?
We are broke. Nobody in here.
it's nobody in here.
Okay.
Well, that's way out there. Anyway,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the other shoe is with the 76. Like, I don't think they're just gonna walk out and be fine. I don't think they were a control group where everything.
well, their
was
job
great.
is to like go and rebuild things. They're going to have that little shop thing that they take with them
Uh-huh.
everywhere. So it's going to work.
No, they're probably fine. I wouldn't worry about
I
it.
mean,
Or the guy in the vault with the teddy bears.
Hey,
He was happy.
my
Teddy bears
character in
are
Fallout
nice.
is just fine. I see a Deathclaw, I pull out my gun and I kill Deathclaw and I make some boots.
Deathclaw. So funny
Although
story.
there's some.
Funny story. I once photoshopped the Deathclaw as a companion.
I would take that.
I photoshopped it to make it appear as if you could befriend the Deathclaws and they would become your companions. And we convinced several of our friends, so they kept trying to make friends with Deathclaws and then got murdered. It was mean.
It took some of them a while.
Like,
Wow,
they
that's
were-
messed up.
and they're like, by the way, how did that happen? I was like, oh, Photoshop. Yours truly is pretty good at Photoshop and likes to use it for insidious purposes.
Okay, so
Nice.
That was off.
I'm
topic,
gonna
but I don't care.
segue into insidious purposes because Smash Brothers Ultimate,
Smash Brothers.
Smash!
which
Shout out
is
Hopkins.
going to
Shout out
have
Hopkins!
every single character except Waluigi. Because no one likes you. Wow.
I like
Everyone likes him.
Yeah,
Everyone's
just-
like
Making
this.
my
One.
Shut up, Waluigi. Breathe through your nose.
Making my way down.
You're gonna blow out your vocal cords that way.
It is an impressive list of characters,
It is.
and
Including my girl Samus.
Samus got
That
thick.
costume you made.
Samus got thick.
No.
And I'm okay with it.
I thought you were going to.
I was.
I love all the
that's
memes of Samus has like thighs now or whatever.
Yes.
Like Mario's like
Big.
making a muscle and Samus is in the back all of a sudden she like flexes her leg and busts the spandex out. And Peach is like, oh!
I thought she. No, I saw that one. That was with biceps. Because she got biceps too.
Yeah, she's all well. She's carrying around however much that armor weighs, so she would be that big.
Can I say, I mean, video games in general that were released at E3, our girls are thick. There are so many women protagonists. Wolfenstein, Metal
Wolfenstein.
Gear.
Well, we're getting to that. We'll get to
There's
that.
so many women
We
protagonists.
can't
I'm
get
so
to all
excited.
of them, but
Well, we're
like,
gonna try. Okay.
Gears of War.
I'm letting y'all go over 30
Last of
minutes
Us
so that we can
2.
talk about more.
Do
it
what
as
else?
you
What
will.
else? What else?
The
Beyond
Last of Us
Good and
2, go,
Evil,
go.
Battlefields.
So many. I'm excited.
I'm all on board for
Kingdom
Last of Us 2.
Kingdom Hearts.
I love how
All they
Last
ever
of Us
do is
2
hurt
went from
people.
this sweet moment with Ellie and her girlfriend, and
Aw.
it's so adorable, to her murdering people just by any means, by gun, bow and arrow.
Yes.
Just it was as brutal as you would
Brutal.
expect
It was
Last of Us to
brutal.
be. Where is Joel? But I'm glad we got Ellie. I'm glad we got Ellie.
Cares about Joel.
It fits in my theory, though, that Joel's already dead and that
Please
she's
don't let Joel
avenging
be
him.
dead.
I think that's what's happening.
I don't want Joel.
I'm calling it right now. She's avenging him. That's what the story is.
Joel's that father.
Spoilers.
But we'll
He's
see.
a liar. Who cares?
We'll see.
Evil.
The other one that I kind of had marginal interest, and then after I found more about it,
Yeah.
I became very interested. It's Starlink. It's a spaceship game. It's kind of like the toys where you can add on to them, but the first thing they did was made an R-Wing, and gave it to Miyamoto from Nintendo. So Star Fox will be a character in the game. And
Nice.
while I was like, you have to buy toys. A buddy of mine at work were like, you got to buy toys to get all that. And they're like, no, you don't have to. That's just a bonus. Oh, well, now I want that bonus. Because they have like a little controller that you put your Switch controllers into. And you basically mount your little starship on the front of the controller. And you can add on weapons to it and everything. And it shows up in real time in the game. So I'm like, okay, now that I don't, because at first it was like, I have to have that to get all the power-ups. No, it's just an extra thing. Okay, well now I want that thing. So I'm totally a hypocrite, I'll admit that, but
No, I think that's fine. Like, if they're gonna give you accessories, first of all, they should do something.
little modular ships, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool concept. I mean, Skylanders and other toy games have failed, but I think this one has just a little something extra. I'm definitely buying an R-Wing, because I've always wanted a toy R-Wing from Star Fox, so.
I'm
Yeah,
actually
haven't
kind
we
of
all?
torn. Like, on the one side, the pay-to-play thing annoys me, but on the other side, like, it's cool. It does stuff.
If it's an optional thing and you don't need it to complete the game or to still get those power-ups, I don't see an issue with it.
You don't need it to get the power-ups inside the game?
Which is just
Okay,
weird,
then
because, like I
fine.
said,
Great, good for them.
I had to buy some power-ups? No, it's optional. Well, now I want them. So,
Well, I didn't know if you could
That's how they
still
get you.
get the power-ups without it.
I guess we'll have to find out, but I do like space shooters and everything. So,
Speaking of space shooters, Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I don't know how I feel about the animals are weird.
the animals are
Hog
certainly
Cook
weird.
is weird.
But Jade is bae.
Jade is
Oh,
bae.
yeah.
She
Yeah,
is
I was
a
wondering-
photographer.
I was wondering where she was in the first trailer we saw last year.
She's the antagonist. I'm
And
so
then
pumped about
when she
that.
walks through that smoke and everything, after all that's happening, it's like, oh my God, that's Jade.
She looks so cool.
And she does not look happy.
Angry
No.
photographers
So
are my jam.
we'll see.
Do it.
I love the first one. It was,
Cosplay.
and they recently offered it for free on PlayStation. So I just,
Did they?
oh yes, I was like, ooh, I'm totally downloading that and playing it again because it's been so long.
Is it free like now?
I don't know if it's free now.
I might
Dude.
download it.
'Cause,
Check
I
it
mean,
out.
that was-
You gotta like let us know.
It was an older game and it was a while ago. So if you want to get it,
Dude.
if you want to get it, you can buy it. You can get it on
I
PlayStation
don't
right now.
buy things.
Well, we'll see. Anyway,
We are broke, Jason.
truly are. So okay, next game on the list.
Oh.
No, we got a segue. We got a segue.
you mean
too.
we're actually
segue.
going to follow that list that we haven't been following?
We have totally not been following that.
No,
list.
we haven't.
No, we got a segue.
Because y'all named like 5 games y'all didn't tell me to put in the images.
Don't worry about those.
Speaking
But I'm having
of
fun
girls
with
who are angry,
There we go.
Gears of War.
Here's a war.
And the chick Nazi box and whether she has a choice. I was so
Something
confused
about
by this
betrayal.
trailer where she's like, they're like, oh, she might have joined up with the bad dudes. Spoiler. No, I don't play Gears of War games. I really
I don't
like
either.
the way they do their marketing. Like the Gears of War trailer, the
I like Joe
initial
DiMaggio as the
one
voice of Phoenix. But
changed everything in
Yeah.
how they advertise video games.
It
I think
was
that's really cool.
Mad World, right?
Yeah, that was the Mad World, the really slow Mad World with a really moody while the apocalypse is happening with giant robots. It's amazing. It did a lot for how they present video games, and I respect that. But like the game is like, oh. Anyway,
Oh, wait. I got one. I got a segue. I got a
Hit
segue.
it.
You ready
Hit
for
it.
it?
as long as it's covered in another game, go
oh,
for
no.
it.
Cat's got a thing.
female protagonist.
Oh, keep it going. Keep it going.
Are you segueing
No,
to
no.
a different game?
I
No,
can
no,
segue to a
maybe
female
finish your
protagonist.
thing.
I have one.
I don't know what it was.
No, I'm segueing through something else.
Okay, I'm going to segue to a female protagonist.
No.
God
Let
damn it.
Cass have
Then do it.
Hey. I knew that was going to happen on
Unacceptable.
Beyond.
Of all
Caring.
the people that should tell people to get along, Cap's got nothing.
Cass, give it to me.
All right. Speaking of music and trailers, you ready for it? Anthem. Anthem had Muse in their trailer, and why is that cool, Cat?
So, okay, Anthem, they introduced the trailer for Anthem, and it looks okay. Like, the gameplay looks cool. And then they had Muse's,
Yeah.
what song was it?
We will be victorious.
Uprising.
Uprising.
You ain't
And that
fooling.
was awesome for a game called Anthem, and they timed, like, the reveals with the beats. There's one thing that was super upsetting to me is that, that song is the "They will not control us," And it's on a 2/4 rhythm, right? Like just, or 4/4. 4/4 beat, so the second and fourth. Anyway, they slowed it down to half tempo and like stopped the song so then they could do this little reveal, big reveal, little reveal, big reveal.
If I think
They
blackouts
didn't
in the
have
middle.
to do that. They just had to do it on the beat the whole time and it would have been perfect. So I found that super upsetting, but I did like that they moved consciously away from the airy female voice in the background, like with their trailers.
Went super epic with it.
And went
all the time.
epic and like victorious and hopeful and battle-y.
Well, I want to like Anthem. EA, you got to win me back.
I can't
Sorry,
get
EA.
excited about the game.
EA, you have to win me back.
Are they going to win you back with Battlefield?
Oh no, absolutely not. Battlefield 5 is coming out. There. That's all we need to say.
Literally, who
It
cares?
is not historically accurate. How about that? There we go.
Oh, that's sister drowning, isn't it?
That is, yeah, I think so.
Can I move on to something that I like then?
Oh,
You gotta
wait,
segue.
Wait, quit doing the Master Chief armor. Different
Wait,
looks
okay,
of
fine.
the Master
No, then we're
Chief
fine. We're
armor.
going to go into that. Halo Infinite, I am excited.
I wasn't talking about Halo Infinite, actually. I was talking about the armor style in Anthem.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Well.
everybody's doing this, like, full face mask so they can reveal it's a chick the whole time.
That's okay.
That's more of a Metroid thing than a.
Yeah, but it
Halo,
looks
but it's
like...
But Metroid
it
was the
looks
OG.
like
They
the-
were doing that in like 1987.
It just looks like the Halo armor.
Yeah, so
is
they're
all.
basically copying Halo and Metroid all
Yeah.
in one.
Yeah.
And even
Metroid's
Spidey's upset with it.
Spider-Man's not okay with it.
Metroid's concept and then Halo's, like, aesthetic.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay, Halo, go ahead.
I am happy to have the bestest Spartan ever in Master Chief back again. I think Microsoft needed to bank on Halo. Why not? Halo is money. And they have not been making money. Let's bring Master Chief back. I want my Halo Infinite game. But I want this one to be the last one.
Well, it's
If you're
called
not going to tell me a
Infinite,
good story, I want this to be the last one.
Shut
Good
it
luck.
down.
If it's not good, I want this to be the last one.
Isn't that true for, like,
But then
any-
again, with a title like Infinite, of course it's not going to.
We're gonna stop beating this dead horse when it stops pumping out money. Like,
And
I will
the
say
last one
this,
didn't do so well.
that a lot of the Halo games I've been like, who would care about this stupid thing? And then it's been 19 hours and I'm still running around with all my friends with swords on mid-shit, just stabbing each other
every
in the
time-
face for hours and hours and hours
is
and
that all
hours.
we really want?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the one that Halo Combat Evolved changed the game back
Yeah.
in the day.
It's true.
So whatever they bring out, they deserve that spot because
They
they,
do, that's
they
fair.
changed the game.
And the engine, the game engine, it's beautiful. It's breathtaking.
And
trailer.
mind you, all we saw was, Master Chief helmet and putting in what appears to be a new AI. And can I get Cortana back and no craziness?
That's what I wanted her. I wanted her back and more unstable than ever. Like, I'm watching you. I'm in your phones now.
Yeah, just
Guess
to remind
what? I'm in
all
your
Windows
phones.
people that Cortana is bonkers and she's going to try to kill you.
By the way, if you've never looked up the original trailer for, like, Cortana as a system, they accidentally made it super creepy. It's like a
It is
minute
super
and
creepy.
30 seconds long, and she's like, I know that about you. And it's like, this is based on the AI that was outdated, which is hilarious.
I don't want that.
The AI that was unstable and stocky.
All right. Well, let's knock
But
out
the
a
game looks nice.
let's knock out a few more. Kingdom Hearts 3. We
Pretty much, like.
That's it. That's all it was. Also, can I say, I'm super excited that we're getting lonely and depressed Elsa, because well-adjusted, happy Elsa was just too good,
Just let it
and
go.
we had to
So
get
now
like,
you have all I ever do is hurt people, Elsa.
So I don't know
so
what
sad.
we've been talking about this game for years, and will it happen? We have
proof of life.
so we'll play it when it comes out. You got our money, we'll play it. But
They've made at least a trailer, so there has to be some
Did we
progress
actually?
somewhere.
we got a
Did
trailer.
they give us a date?
Yeah, we have a date, January.
Yeah, I can't remember the date, but we do have
Does
a
anybody
release
believe
date
that
for
date?
it.
Until they tell me otherwise, yes, because it's the first date we've ever had.
They haven't lied to us about dates yet. Well, they've lied to us about timelines, but not dates.
Well, also from Square, something that we've been stuck on the theme song for that one for forever. Did you have something to add to Kingdom Hearts? I'm sorry.
That's the only one that I was gonna talk about. Really.
Yeah, awesome.
Hit
Talk
it.
about it.
Sorry.
Y'all hit on all the points, so there's not much point. So
Well, the one that we've been like really excited on we've been playing the trailer song is Devil May Cry 5.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of like, it's another game with Nero in it. And then we hear Johnny Young Bosch, start to, yeah! And that made me very happy. But it's the original freaking combo of shooting and blades and everything, so I'm okay with this. I love that Capcom sent that to us directly, by the way. So, Devil May Cry 5, everybody's on board with that one. We're going to play it.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah,
Let me
We
slash
good?
some demons.
Yeah.
What about Fire Emblem? Anybody want to play that?
I've never played any of the Fire Emblem games, so I'm kind of eh.
The art style, like in between the combat, was so cool.
Actually,
looking.
actually bringing that up, I like their battle system for this.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've never been really big on the grid system. I know Suikoden has it in a few of their games.
Yeah.
Did she just down Suikoden?
I
No,
know. that's the
I
first-
don't like with the war battles. It was really irritating. Plus, there's other reasons to hate that system with
It looks like
Suikoden.
Stratego
Well,
video game.
With Suikoden, they have the number. Like, you could have an army that's level 20 and then a army that's level 5, and it's a random choice, and the level 5 battle could win over the level 20, and it drives me insane, and I hate it. But
It's like they
with-
played too much Dungeons and Dragons growing
Yeah,
up. and
pretty
they're
much.
like,
Just does.
but
It looks.
but-
It looks
but
like
with-
Dungeons and Dragons, but that's
9.
cool.
But
But
Cora, how
with,
you gonna play? I'm sorry, go ahead. That's another
I will
segue.
kill you later. But no, with this war battle grid system, you pick which one you're going to go into, and then it's not just you little sprites attack each other. It actually zooms in and shows you the fight. And I like that, because that looks like maybe you're going to actually have a chance to actually fight it.
Yeah.
And I like that idea. Combination is what it looks like. I have to research that. It's probably wrong. I don't care. It looked really cool.
It looks
I
very
like-
clear as well.
I liked the
Yeah.
rest of the art style so much that I want to check it out, even though I've never played any of the grid. I have a little bit. I don't like them, but this one looked cool enough, and that grid
Yeah.
was a small enough portion of what the gameplay looked like.
And what system is that for again?
On PS4.
Right.
I
Oh,
believe.
it's PS4.
Or no, PS4 and Switch.
Oh, how are you going to play it on Switch?
Or stealing your Switch.
She's
No,
gonna
because
steal your
somebody,
thing.
no. Somebody today joined the Nintendo Switch family. Yes,
Hey.
yes.
With the money that I made at the booth.
Yeah.
If y'all could have seen the joy on her face when she bought this thing today,
I mean, she still has a lot of the joy.
but you got a couple of games, right? You got a couple of games. You just get the one that matters.
I like your
I got Breath of the Wild because I know if I
We've
can't
lost it.
if I can't buy another game anytime soon,
You'll be okay.
I'll
for
be
a while.
fine because there's a lot there. I also
Oh
downloaded
God.
also because it went live today. The 3-hour preview for Octopath Traveler,
Nice.
because I've been looking forward to this game. It's on the
The art
Switch.
style's so cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It's got that old Final Fantasy look to it. It's got
Yeah.
sprites, and it's a playable demo where you play through the first chapter for each of the characters. So
Nice.
it totals out to about 3 hours of gameplay, which that's incredible. I'm playing that,
It looks super cool.
right? I will
Yeah.
let you guys know how it is, and if
Yes.
y'all want to come over and play it, I will let
Low-key.
you.
Yes.
Low key.
Well, speaking of Switch, and we were talking about this before the show, but Super Mario Party was also shown. And like you said, and I'll agree with you, it was not so much a trailer for the game, but hey, look at this cool thing that the Switch can do. And with them laying tablets down on the table and linking them and connecting the games, that was cool. And immediately I'm like, how many? Like, can I have just a table of Switches? Like 20, just 5 by 5, and have like a big play area? That is
Like
the
building them
coolest
like
thing.
Legos.
The new game is going to be how can we crash a Switch?
But that's
pretty hard. Those things are like.
Those things are pretty powerful.
But when they were dragging things from one screen of one Switch to another, I was just like, okay, I'm so glad I bought this thing now,
Yeah.
and I want to see more because, I mean, yes, it's not your traditional like hook up to a TV system, there's a lot more to offer, and I think this is where they're going to shine.
Past it, like not the, moving past the to the TV thing, but I like it. I think this game, regardless of if you want to play it or not, is going to be extremely important for where video games
Exactly.
go.
Yeah.
It's like there was another one I was thinking of that was like it wasn't a good game. It was just important.
And this is the kind of game that you got a bunch of nerds at a party, and you're just hanging out, you're having a couple of apple juices, and you just kind of hang out and start playing it.
It'd be nice to have something that's not so tied to a TV, so like you can only play as many controllers as you have, or as many
Well, I mean, 2 people
multiplayers that will let you do.
each system, so there we go. I mean, there's a lot to offer there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because we want to bring our game to every platform we can, because fuck Nazis. That's the Billy Blazkowicz's daughters.
Yo,
They're sisters.
they're sisters.
Well, they're his
Thumbs up
daughters.
if you want us to
But-
cosplay.
I can't wait to see what these children, because
They're gonna be angry children.
I'm looking at their mother and father.
They never had a chance.
Like, I do not want to encounter these people in a lit or dark alley. I
Totally
do not want to encounter their daughters.
Well-adjusted.
And their country
What did she
is.
say?
What?
Just like Papa taught us.
Just like Papa Tata.
Billy should be still around though, because it takes place in the '80s. I love the Walkman that was in the trailer, by the way. But I mean, Billy's ahead on a robot bike, but we'll see how that all.
He could pop up.
He is doing the voiceover in the game, in the trailer. So
Yeah.
yeah, another game where you get to kill Nazis. I will buy 2.
There's a few games that I had like kind of asterisked, like games that I definitely
Yeah,
want
we
to
gotta start
play
closing
that I'm a
this
little
up sometime.
iffy on. Wolfenstein is one of them. Another one is Transference. Transference looks so weird,
Trippy.
and I'm kind of interested in it because
Trippy
like
AF.
this programmer like recreated his dead family or something, and he built a rig that contains the essence
It
of
looks
whatever.
crazy.
And you have to escape from his head. That's probably not exactly right on the details. It's something like that. It's very hard to tell, and it's crazy.
I think it's up there with Death Stranding as far as like looking at the trailer and going,
WTF?
No, it's different than Death Stranding, because I looked at that and went, okay, I want to play this. Like, I'm weirded out at this point, but you got my money.
It is. It's a little bit like. It's a little bit more like The Purge, and I'm like, and then I'm still thinking about it like 2 hours later. But like, why? And is he trying to kill? Is he trying to
is
save?
he trying to save? Did
He loved them
did he
so
save
much.
them?
Did he kill them?
Did he
Yeah.
go insane?
Are they still actually
He-
around somewhere,
has
and he
to.
can't escape from his head?
Like he has to be bonkers, right?
Or
It's
is he
definitely
brilliant?
bonkers.
It's
Or-
ripe for a twist.
Or
That's
has the
not a
computer
solid
warped his
line.
brain, and that was his "I love you so much" was the last thing he said before the computer took over.
It's all in his head.
It's crazy.
Or in the
looking.
computer.
Like, it's one of those that I would read the short story even if I didn't play the game.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? What's going on here? That's all weird. I want to know what it is.
See, I have one. I didn't get an image for it, but it's not a new game, but it's one that is coming out for the Switch, and it'll be the first time it's been released on a Nintendo system in the U.S. And that is Tales of Vesperia.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep,
There it is.
It's the updated version of it that Japan got, but we didn't. But now we're getting it. It's going to be for the Switch. I've been wanting to play this for a while because some friends of mine made me watch the movie.
She had the giggle face when they revealed this one.
I did. they did release a movie for it. They usually release an anime or a movie for the Tales of games. It was like a prequel, and it was really interesting and made me cry, so you should go watch it.
Oh.
But the actual game itself looks really interesting. I love the style for it, kind of like with Fire Emblem. I love the style. All of the characters are unique. Also, you have a dog as a playable character in your party that smokes a pipe. How cool is that shit?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Repeat is a dog and he has a pipe.
That's bad for him.
Real life goals.
Right, he's the best character.
Teach your dog to smoke.
2 packs a
A
day.
pipe.
The other one, yeah. I loved a lot of the art styles. I think we're doing some really interesting, like, different types of stuff. The only other one I had that I wanted to talk about is Dying Light 2.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Ooh, yeah.
Dying Light
Get
2 is like
right.
post-apocalyptic zombie type thriller.
Zombie slash.
Parkour. It's
Yes.
very parkour centric. Like
Got my
it's
attention.
based around free running, and the idea is that like you just kind of free run
Sell
through
this game to
cities.
Bryce. We need to get Bryce into more.
Okay, so basically, you run a lot and you go hard like you're at a gym. Is that all you need?
She,
Need
she,
a little more.
she purposely
Two-
tried to tailor
No,
that
so-
to you.
Yeah, I know.
You said so to
There's a
Bryce.
gym involved,
No.
Bryce.
Yeah, right.
So basically, it's post-apocalyptic, and you're kind of help like a city revitalize and what have you, and you treat the city like a free running course. You just, which it's free running. They don't have courses. You actually just run, and so you can dodge enemies, you can fight enemies, you have stamina. And it's all very first-person view. It's a little cropped into your vision for my tastes. Like, it's first-person,
It
right?
might
It
be
shows
camera
your
selectable.
hands. And
I'm not willing to judge. No,
the
come
first one wasn't.
on. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's just a little too cropped in for me.
I had
but
to
like,
I had to turn the sensitivity to like a 2 because it was too fast, and so I've motion sickness, and so I was getting dizzy.
they've
So he's
poured
got
a
tunnel
lot.
vision.
Basically, they've poured a lot into the engine, and it did look better. It looked smoother,
Much
and
better.
basically, this one's very kind of open world. So basically, the example they gave is that water's a really valuable resource and whatever. And the peacekeepers approach you and ask you to help get water for the city. And if you say yes and you help them, you get a lot more of a structured environment. And the people are nicer, and it's less dangerous when it's light outside, etc., etc. If you say no and help, like, get water through smugglers to the city that way, then there are a lot more resources that become available through, like, the black market, but it's a lot more dangerous outside. So the whole thing is based on...
That's also the most important thing, though, is 2 phases, day and night. Day, you have to deal with people. Night, you have to deal with something else,
They're zombies, basically.
but like scary.
But also you deal with them in the day, too.
But at night, they become
At night,
faster
it
and more
becomes
vicious.
dark. It becomes hard to see.
They're called nightmares. They're terrifying. Yay!
So you can't wear a headlamp?
I don't know,
You have a
actually.
flashlight,
You did in the first.
but they're attracted by light. So.
We don't really actually know. I think if you have a flashlight, that it's going to turn off sometimes. That's
Yeah.
what it looked like. Is you just kind of saw shadows and you
Well,
strained your vision.
If you're gonna
Terrifying
bring-
parkour.
If you're gonna bring up zombies, you got to bring up Resident Evil 2 remake.
Do you?
Resident Evil 2 is one of the best Resident Evils out there.
No, it is.
That's good.
And I am so willing to step back into that world, into a new engine. I get Claire and Leon, I'm good. I know it's a remake of an existing game, but wow, it looked really good. And they
Hey,
did a good presentation.
If it's a
on it.
good remake, I don't care.
I mean, we're talking way back PlayStation days.
Yeah.
There is no comparison to what we have now. So bring me the better graphics and everything.
Right.
We were talking
I'm
about
fine with
that. We were talking about that last night. I think we were talking about Max Payne, the OG one, with PlayStation. And
I wouldn't
like,
mind
just
them.
comparing the graphics.
Wouldn't mind that one remade to a
You and I wouldn't.
more game. Rage 2. Rage 2.
Yes.
Yes.
For a
Yes.
post-apocalyptic game, wow, it's colorful.
Give me that Mad Max. Yes.
I love the
Okay.
driving. Rage was kind of like a sleeper kind of hit.
Yeah.
So this one looks just more exciting, more over the top. I love first-person shooters, but I also love driving games. But if I can combine those into one game, then I'm a happy guy. Bring it on.
It does look fun. Yeah, and the driving looked like I love cinematic games. They're so much fun.
Just all out, balls out.
Oh, are you excited about Forza then?
Not really.
Me neither.
I don't
I'm
think
sure
you're
this,
supposed
we're not
to
downing
be.
you. Just we don't play Forza games. Sorry.
I don't think you're supposed to.
I mean,
be
I
like
liked
cool racing
them.
games.
Back in the
Wait,
day.
Forza is a racing game?
Yes.
Yeah.
So nobody likes racing games but me?
I like.
Really?
I
Yeah.
played Gran Turismo in its day.
What
Okay.
racing games are you excited for? Did you see the Forza one?
No, I didn't.
It's
Sorry.
open
Oh,
world.
we should have totally shown.
Well,
Sorry.
It's weird. Open
It
world.
looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, but Forza, I mean, it's the same kind of thing. They just improved the look of it.
Oh,
but-
okay.
They do look. They look good, and they're real cars. I like real
Yeah.
cars. Like
I mean, as-
We got
McLaren
different
and-
terrains.
Yeah.
What's up?
From the chat, Tweotch, let us know.
Hey,
Shout out.
What's up?
Let us know that they're looking forward to Sekiro. Looks like it's a new IP for the Dark Souls, or from the Dark Souls
Of
franchise.
course you're excited
Of course
about
you're talking
that.
about Dark Souls right
Does
now.
it make it harder? Because I felt like the first and second were just
Too
too
easy.
easy.
Yes.
And that one does look really good.
Neo is absolutely gorgeous and yes, very hard. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be gorgeous. You can go ahead and play it, and I will sit in the background playing something easier.
I don't know who this Tweotch is, but we might have to like steal systems from our brother to play some of these.
Our brother that has nothing to do with Twitch.
Nothing at all. Don't tell him about it, Tweotch.
The one that I'm gonna, that is my must buy. This is my number one pick for E3 though. Ghost of Tsushima.
I was
Yes.
wondering when you were going
So
to bring
good.
that up.
So pretty.
The whole samurai during the Mongol invasion thing.
Absolutely.
And as Cora and I were saying, it's not gonna be as pretty as what we're seeing, but I'll take it anyway.
Really? Trailers or?
Of course
prettier
not.
than
Well,
games?
it's a playable
So
trailer,
good.
so definitely not
But,
going to be
I
that
mean, it
pretty.
looks-
but
It looks good. I love those games. I love being a samurai in ancient Japan. I do.
I love the hand-to-hand.
I was kind of hoping
martial
I was
arts,
kind of hoping I
swords.
was getting a new Onimusha game for a second, but I was like, okay, I'm actually getting something historic, so I'll take it.
The guy who's the voice of the main dude is like Japanese, but grew up in Kuwait, and like so he has just a bit of a twist on his accent, but also he can do it in both languages, which is
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
one of our coworkers was he was watching the Japanese version of the trailer,
Yeah.
and it brought a whole different level watching it with the protagonist speaking in Japanese, since the Mongols are speaking in the language that they were speaking in at that time, not exactly Mongolian, but kind of a mix of other things that
That's
they
like
picked up.
archaic Mongolian.
It's Khitan.
Yeah, Khitan.
It's Khitan. It was supposedly a dead language, but it's not anymore.
Ah, gotcha.
I love the
Dead
historical
words.
accuracy of it. So because
Yeah.
they kept just
Just like Assassin's Creed.
they just kept pulling people into the Mongol army as they kept
No,
proceeding
he said
east. It's like,
accurate.
all right, we
Oh,
beat you.
actually
It's like
accurate.
we beat you. Now join our army, and
Yeah.
so the languages started getting a little mixed up. But it's just such a pretty game, and I'm wanting more of that story
And violent.
Absolutely.
I
It's
loved it.
nice to get out of World War II stories for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me another war somewhere. So, whew, I'm
Or-
sold. I'm sold on Ghost of Tsushima.
Or give me, it's the last one I'm going to bring up, give me Terry Crews going about his regular day in Crackdown 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the Crackdown games. Like the first
So
Crackdown,
over the top, I love it.
you
It's like expensive.
you had to
Like,
buy Crackdown to get like the beta into Halo 2, and then it was like, oh, whatever. I got this game. It's like, this game is not that bad, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's been a while since they've taken their time between each title.
Which is funny for
And I
to
think-
go hard.
I think I'm ready for another Crackdown title. As long as I get that announcer that talks like this and tells you, and watch it. He like warns you whenever you do something wrong. He's very disapproving when you screw up in the game. I want that guy back.
I love games that know what they are.
Yes.
And that's very much the series. It's just like, yeah, we know what this is.
You literally could have told me Terry Crews, and I'd be like, okay.
But Crackdown it's a great series.
Yeah.
So yay! I'm
gonna be
all for another Crackdown game.
Yeah. That's
When I sat down at the gym 3 days ago, I saw a large Crackdown just about 7 feet away from me.
Was it
A
Terry
guy.
Crews?
It wasn't Terry Crews.
If
As
it
a
was
guy-
Terry Crews,
totally
then you
different
didn't
guy.
I would
As-
watch
as
that
a guy-
Crackdown.
As a guy who's been going to the gym a lot more lately, oh god. Anyway, there were 2 more IPs. Starfield from Bethesda.
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't get much on it, but I'm all for a new IP. And of course, Elder Scrolls 6. We just saw that, and everybody was like, lost their crap on it. So,
There was Just Cause 4, but who cares? I don't want to fight a tornado.
so, okay, it has been a massive list, but we have gotten through pretty much everything that we think was pertinent for E3.
Most interesting stuff.
A lot of things that I just go, well, need to save money for that, but we'll see when everything starts coming in November.
Yeah.
Get ready. We're going to be spending, I've already calculated up, I'm going to spend about $500 on
We'll finally make Twitch partners.
Hey!
We could stream some games.
I've actually been streaming some
I
games
saw
lately. So
a notification, but not till after I got here. So.
wow. So I'll be doing some streaming. I did just get Hyrule Warriors, and it's a lot of fun.
I want to play that. So
Did you get Overwatch for the PS4 yet?
I have not, but I got Hyrule Warriors. I also got Hollow Knight,
Nice.
which
Nice.
is
Was
a
it
lot
good?
of fun. So I'll be doing some streaming. Hopefully you guys join me. We'll be doing some streaming. We got other things we want to do. We had some brainstorming this weekend. And
Yeah.
hopefully we can do some more this weekend. But guys, that has been the show. Bye, Billy. I just took
Killed
everything
him.
out.
You killed Wolfenstein. Is that not his name?
I succeeded where the Nazis failed. So
Ooh.
You're on the Nazi side?
I just want to kill
Nazi
myself now.
side.
Anyway, I hope you guys have
Cap
enjoyed
is
the show.
ashamed of you. Did I tell you?
He's not even
There.
facing
Anyway,
your
guys,
direction anymore.
thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys joining us and everybody getting involved. They're not going to count. Everybody getting involved in the chat. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Bryce,
You missed! He was 3 feet in front of you.
so anyway,
That's how good she is at shooting games.
of course we want
That's
you
why I
to
don't
follow
play
us and
FPSs.
No projectiles.
check us out, Bryce, on social media. Where can they find you, buddy?
Aqualad Dad?
No.
No, that's not the right
Ooh.
one.
Are you sure?
I'd be okay with that.
Bryce Culver. Just like it sounds. Bryce Culver.
Bryce with a Y.
Yes,
Culver
Bryce with a
with a
Y.
U
Leave
and an
Arthur
R.
Curry alone.
And an L.
Ah,
An E.
I'm sorry.
you will
Jason's
will
ruined
face.
the show.
He does have his sea legs.
Jason.
By the way, we
Bryce
have,
Wolf.
Culver
we have
on what
Aria and
platform?
Nora.
On
Say
Instagram and Facebook.
Hi, Aria.
Yes.
Hi, Nora. Go to
Hi,
bed.
Aria, Nora. Seriously, it's way past
Check me
bedtime.
out.
Alright.
Bryce Culver.
I was.
He has really good photographs, guys.
Thank you.
Please check him out.
He's the second best photographer here.
Oh.
Hey.
I'll take that.
Well, I'm not
I'll
the
take
good
that.
photographer here.
She is a good
No,
one.
I know. She's obviously the best, but you're not the second best.
You don't make top 5. You might take top 5.
Kat, where can they find you?
You can find me at Twitch Bad Moon for all my Overwatch League rantings on Twitter, including a lot
She
of
does do
accurate predictions and occasional terribly drawn cartoons. And you can find me at Better Cat on Instagram, where I post when I remember, but they are good photos.
Few and far between. But
Not
very good.
great photos, some of them. And they're not band photography, which he's better at than I am.
Fair enough.
Cass, where are you at?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Cass_Bradley. That's KAS_Bradley. You can definitely find me on Twitter, Instagram. I post every once in a while.
That's fun for you. Like, I should really be honest.
Cora, where can they find your smiling face?
Yay. They can find my
On the
beautiful
Switch.
smiling face on the Switch. But you can also find me at Cora O'Dono on Instagram, where I've been posting a lot of artwork. You can also find me on Twitter at Hawks Perch, where I scream into the void about Suikoden, and that actually worked once. I have a friend now.
Yay!
I want more. I'm greedy.
The battles begin.
What's
I
going
follow
on?
you.
Caps,
What are y'all doing?
Cap started fighting Arthur.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JasonTheX. But you also want to follow us over at SCNS Live, not SCNS, Facebook.com/SCNS Live for all of our news updates. Twitch.tv/SCNS Live if you want to catch some streaming on the show. And of course, like this video and subscribe to YouTube.com/SCNS Live. But I think that is it, guys. So until we do this thing next week, as we always say,
Keep on nerding.
I will give you a wet willy.
sure.
Eat through
Fish
your eyes.
heads.
Fish heads.
Fish
Yummy.
heads.
Roly-poly
Skeleton
fish heads.
warriors.